Flight crew, what up? What up? What up? Welcome to another flight. Welcome to another stream. I am your host. I am your captain, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome aboard, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday night, I should say. I hope your Monday morning and Monday afternoon went awesome or great. If not, hope this flight brings something into your day. Today's flight, you guys, we're flying into Nashville, Tennessee from Toronto. Actually, let's zoom out real quick. We're still going to stay with the Air Canada delivery. Still staying with that because that's a route that obviously Air Canada flies into Nashville. So we're going to keep that here in Toronto. We're going to keep the Air Canada logo and go into Nashville, Tennessee, everybody. Look at this. Look who's all on right now. Look at everybody. Phoenix 1614. Gotta give a shout out to that name. Come on, right? Yeah, you have to. Let's get rid of this ATC. We don't need it on the line right now. But let's give. Right now we're in Toronto, everybody. We are in Toronto. Look at the clouds. Oh, it's gonna be a little rough getting out of here probably. But anyway, yeah, we're just giving Toronto a little shout out. Look at this right here. Route 1548, about ready to leave. WestJet just came in for a landing. Oh, actually taken off. Excuse me. All right, flight crew, let's get this on the way. Let's get this going. Let's go back in the captain's seat. Let's do the captain view, and then let's go over our flight briefing, everybody. All right, as you just saw, we are Air Canada. Our call sign is going to be 6242 as always. We're in Toronto, like I mentioned. We're going into Nashville. The aircraft we're flying is the A320. Today's date is August 7th, 2023. Departure time is at 1800 hours, 6 o'clock. And arrival they have us at is 2002. Airtime they SimBrief gave us to finish the flight. They think they should finish the flight is 1 hour and 34 minutes. The block time they give us to finish the flight, if need be, is 2 hours and 2 minutes. Cruising altitude, we're going to be at 34,000 feet. Cost index is going to be 5. Distance we are flying is 583 nautical miles. Wind is going to be at 39 knots. Passengers on today's flight, we have 173 passengers on today's flight. Bulk fuel is going to be 17,584 pounds. Cargo, 9,515 pounds, and our total payload, 39,790 pounds, flight crew. That's going to be our total payload. Right now in Toronto, we are wheels down. When we go wheels up, they're on us off of runway 23 with transition of Mix UT is a transition out of Toronto. When we go down into Nashville, they want us wheels down on 20 left, runway 20 left with the transition of Paisley, P-A-S-L-Y. Is a transition down into Nashville. Weather right now in Toronto, wheels down in Toronto, we're looking at 75 degrees and cloudy, as you guys see there. And then also going into Nashville, we're looking at 83 degrees and partly sunny is what weather says. So 75 degrees and mostly cloudy here in Toronto, 83 degrees, partly sunny in Nashville when we get there, flight crew. And that is it. That is it for the flight briefing, guys. You guys have been briefed. I have been briefed. Let's go ahead and get this plane ready for passengers and let's get in the air, shall we? Let's go to our trusty tablet. Let's zoom in so you guys see what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and get our ground services on. What we're going to do is we're going to turn on our GPU unit. We're going to get that plugged in, that hooked up to us. We're going to get our cones around the plane, even though the plane is going to be active. We're going to turn on an AC unit at this time as well. We're going to turn the lights on as well. Let's get our lights on. Let's get our jetway connected. Jetway should be coming our way. Let's open the main cabin door. We can go ahead and start the boarding process. And then let's go ahead and set up the plane the way we like it. Displays in the front from the right to the left. Let's get those bright and ready to go. Our yellow indicator for us, let's get that bright so we can see ourselves. And then as always, let's go ahead and get the right panel bright. And then let's go over to the left panel. Let's get that bright as well. And then let's come over here. We don't need our floodlights on, but we will turn in our interior lighting on this middle console. Let's turn that up as well. Then perfect. Let's turn on our terrain at this time. Flight directory comes on. Informational map stays on ARC. Nautical range stays at 10 at this time. We'll leave our speed in the managed position as of right now. Headings in the managed position because we got our flight plan already figured into the plane. We'll get our altitude in a little bit and our heading. We're going to leave that on the managed position as well. But that FMC up in the front, let's go ahead and illuminate all those buttons up there by just hitting these right here. All right, flight crew. The plane is the way we like it. We do have the jetway connected. We do got the cones on. We do got the boarding process started. Let's jump outside the plane. Let's go ahead and get our baggage services going. Actually, it's still back in the plane because that's on our tablet. So let's go ahead and hit our catering services. We should have a catering service right there. Perfect. We'll get everybody some drinks and food on the plane if need be. And then also let's get the baggage loaded as well. So let's go ahead and get the baggage services going. off AI communications. Hey, look at that. SkyWest 5440 coming in from Chicago O'Hare. That was actually another airport we were thinking of flying into today. That was an option I was looking at to fly into, but chose Nashville instead. I went with Nashville. We're going to save Chicago O'Hare. We'll get there. But I chose Nashville. A lot of plane spotting right now. Looks like we got a lot of movements going on here in Toronto. Yeah, there's a lot of planes going on right now in Toronto. Very nice. All right, flight crew, let's bring it over. Oh, did we just lose our ground? We just lost ground, didn't we? That's right. I saw it too, flight crew. They just disappeared. They all just baggage services, catering services. Look at this. Let's see if it comes back. There it is. One more time, let's get the baggage services. We got to get as simulation as possible. Let's get baggage loaded. There it is. Let's try this again, ground crew. Come on, don't let us down. Oh, they gone again. All right, we tried the best we can do. Ground crew's done. Let's jump back inside the plane. Don't know why it's doing that. Let's go ahead and get our APU-1 flight crew. So let's go over here to the tablet. Let's hit the home button. Let's get our settings. Let's go over here. APU-1. Let's go ahead and hit APU. APU's turning on. Let's go ahead and up here. APU bleed comes on. Let's go ahead and turn on our night sight here. Seatbelt sign comes on. No smoking sign comes on at this time. Nav and logo light comes on. And then let's also turn on our beacon light at this time as well. We don't need our dome light on. We still got plenty of light on the outside. We're fine there. Let's go back home on this. We're set there. APU's up. Let's turn on our, actually, where are we here? Let's turn on our AI co-pilot. Let's get our clearance into Nashville. Request clearance. Interesting. AI didn't do it. Great start. Let's see what they want us at. Departure frequency 125.75. 125.750. Okay. Flight crew, let's get our flight view the way we want it. There's our captain's seat. We're going to slide our chair up just a little bit. And then we're going to actually scoot forward just a tad, and we're going to put it right. That's perfect. All right. APU's up and running. We do have the APU bleed on. We do have our lights and everything set. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get ready for our pushback. So what we're going to do is we're going to get home. Let's go ahead and hit our ground services again. Let's shut that main cabin door. We'll shut that. We'll illuminate and illuminate our passengers. Get them animated as well. There we go. Let's get rid of the jetway. Let's get rid of the AC unit. Don't need that anymore. Ground cones are gone. GPU is disconnected from the plane. Like I mentioned, let's get rid of the air conditioner. Our plane should be clean. Plane is clean. Perfect. Let's go to the captain view. Let's hit our ATC back on the line. Let's request our pushback, flight crew. There it is. Let's hit pushback. Get our drone camera right there for takeoff so we can see the work of our product after we get done on the takeoff. Let's go back to the captain's seat one more time to our view that we like, and let's get ready for pushback. Actually, flight crew, we like this view, don't we, when we do the pushback? Let's do it right here. Here we go. Perfect. Pushback is ready. Let's go back into the captain's seat to the captain view. Let's release that parking brake. Perfect. Let's jump back outside and see the pushback. Engine mode from the normal position to the start position. We're going ahead and start engine 2. Enjoy. Engine 2 is at 20% and holding in is available. That's perfect. That's perfect to start on engine 1. Let's start engine 1. AI co-pilot is getting our clearance to taxi to our runway. There's our taxi ribbon. Perfect, flight crew. Engine 1 is coming up to 12%. Let's get us to check the flaps. Flaps, bring those down to 100%. Spoilers, let's bring those up. Make sure they're up in arm. Let's do the drone camera. Let's move it around a little bit. There is our spoilers up in arm. Our flaps are moving down. That is like we would like to see. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps already up to 0%. Have the tablet do everything from there. Spoilers, let's get those up in arm for takeoff. Engine mode from the start position back to the normal position. Let's go ahead and hit our taxi brake on. At this time, we'll turn off our APU bleed and turn off the APU master, which turns off the APU available. We still have the fasten seatbelt sign on. We still have the no smoking sign on. Beacon and logo light still on. Let's go over to the tablet. Let's go ahead and hit the home button. And let's go ahead and hit settings. We're going to hit ready for taxi. Ready for taxi puts our runway lights on. Turns our landing light still in the restricted position. Puts our nose light into the taxi position. And that's what it does. And it takes our flaps from 0% down to 10%. We still got our speed brakes on. We're ready to taxi. Thumbs up to the ground crew. Salute. We're out of here. Looks like we're going to the left, flight crew. Let's go ahead and give the engine some power, but before we do that, we need to make sure we know what our speed is. So let's go to our plane information on the tablet. There's our ground speed. We're at 0. Perfect. Giving the plane some power. Releasing the parking brake. We have forward momentum. Let's turn the plane. As soon as we get on the straightaway, flight crew, as always, we'll zoom it out on the drone cams. We'll give Toronto its little dues that it owes us, since it's been a great night in Toronto. We'll give them a nice little panoramic view before we take off and head into Nashville. Nice little taxi they got us going on. Oh, look at that big boy. Nice. Boeing. It is Air Canada right there. 723 just flew in from LaGuardia. We've been there, flight crew. We were just there, what, last week? No, just yesterday. We flew from LaGuardia to Toronto, right? Yeah, yesterday. Looks like we got a straightaway flight from coming up here. We can do the drone cam. Alright, let's make it straight, flight crew, and we'll take the view out. That worked. There we go. Toronto. Alright, jumping back in. Alright, this is us, flight crew. We'll stop short here on this runway. Let's go ahead and put the engines in the neutral position. This should be runway, I believe, 23. It is. Let's go ahead and stop short like we were instructed. We'll go ahead and activate the parking brake. Parking brake activated. AI is getting our clearance for takeoff. Really? 29.57 on the altimeter. Roger Tower. Air Canada 6242 clear for takeoff. Put our altimeter 29.57. Hey flight crew, we already got our clearance for takeoff, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit our home. We're going to go ahead settings, and then let's go ahead and get ready for takeoff. Ready for takeoff is there. Let's go ahead and hit home. Maybe if we can. There we go. Then let's hit that so we can see that. We hit ready for takeoff. Ready for takeoff just means we went ahead and got, let's make our spoilers up. It just switched our lights. Runway lights turned off. It turned our landing lights on, and it turned our strobe light on as well. And it also turned on our nose light from the taxi position onto the takeoff position. So let's go ahead and, actually, where is, oh, it's a long time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to give the engine some power, release the parking brake. It says we're ready for takeoff. They actually have us taxiing down here a little bit and then turn left. So we'll hold off on the stopwatch until we get a little bit closer to the runway. So we got to taxi up here a little bit. Let's go ahead and pull it up. There it is. Let's get ready. Oh, of course it's in my line of sight. Flight crew, be prepared for a rolling takeoff as always. Let's line up. Let's hit the stopwatch. Stopwatch is activated. Perfect. Let's line up, flight crew. Flight crew are lined up. Engines to 50. Engines are at 50 and holding. Going up alive, coming down the same way. Look to the right. Lever, engines flex. Is 80 knots. There's 120. V1. Rotating 15 degrees. Positive climb. Let's go. Gears up. Still my plane flight crew. We'll just follow the flight directory. Look to the right. We got to get out of the flex position into the climb position. Just dip the nose of the plane down a little bit. We can gain some speed. Just passing 3,000 feet flight crew. I'm going to hold the plane till we get to 4,000 feet, then we will transition to the autopilot. We're going to go flaps clean though. Still my flight crew. Let's get ready to prepare the transition to the autopilot. We're at 3,500 feet. We're going to transfer the autopilot at 4,000 feet. So let's go ahead and get this lined up a little bit. And let's dip the nose of the plane down. Transition to the autopilot. Transitioning to the autopilot is engaged. Let's come down here. Let's get rid of our spoilers. Let's get those disarmed since we're up in the air. And let's go over to our tablet. Let's go ahead and hit the home button on our tablet right there. There we go. Let's hit there. Let's get these lights off because we're in the air. Lights are off. Let's go to the home screen. And let's see our ground speed right now. Ground speed right now, flight crew, is 262 miles per hour. And here's the results of our product. There's our takeoff. Right into the clouds. Alright, let's jump back into the captain's seat of the captain's view, make sure everything's going alright. Right now we're holding 250 knots with flaps clean. We are climbing up to 12,000 feet. Looks like we're climbing 3,700 feet per minute right now, and we are in the flex. We are out of the flex position into the climb position on the lever. Cloudy flight crew, look at that. It's going right up through the clouds. When did we break? We kind of broke right there. You guys, a little bit of sunlight there. Coming up on 9,500 feet. Let's go ahead and get the crew on board. Let's release them so they can get ready for services. Let's ring the seatbelt sign one time. That releases the crew so they can prepare for services. We're at 10,000 feet. Let's get ready for free climbing, which means our landing lights go to the off position. Nose light goes to the off position. And strobe light stays on, beacon light stays on, nav and logo light stay on. Let's get our nautical range out to 20. And we are still gaining speed. Our speed's going up to 320 knots. That's what our managed speed gets up to. Go flight crew, we're on our way. (11,700 feet flight crew, climbing up to 12,000 feet. Oh, Roger Tower, Air Canada, climb to maintain flight level 240, Air Canada 6242. They want us up to 24,000 feet. Got 24,000 feet and hit the altimeter. We got that in the managed position, and we are holding 320 knots. Looks like our managed wants us to climb at 2,400 feet per minute. Our flight crew passing 16,000 feet, still climbing up to 24,000 feet is where they want us at. We're climbing still at we're climbing at 2,200 feet per minute. Still holding 320 knots. Alright, flight crew, we're up past 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our altimeter. We're going to put that on standard position. Look at the clouds. Look at that. Flying out of mostly clouded to partly cloudy. Ground speed still holding at 414 knots. Coming up in 20,000. Let's get our terrain off. We'll see it on this end. Roger, Toronto Center. Air Canada 6242. We will continue as planned. Flight crew, let's check in on our wind real quick. Let's see what our winds are at right now. Let's hit our home screen. Let's go over here to the weather. Wind right now is at 18 knots. Let's go over here and just double check it with our radar. 18 knots. Wind is blowing from the nose of the plane to the tail of the plane. So in front of us to the back of us. So we're going against it. Let's see that. 428 miles per hour on the ground speed right now. Roger Tower. Climb and maintain flight level 340 Southwest. Air Canada 6242. Oh man, too many levers. Too many levers. All right, flight. We're going up to 34,000 feet. That's going to be our cruising altitude. Right now we are doing the slow Airbus climb to cruising altitude, which is we are climbing at 1,600 feet per minute. Very snail crawl part of the climb. Flight crew, we are passing 32,000 feet, coming up to 32,000 feet right now. Still climbing at 1,200 feet per minute. The slow Airbus crawl, you gotta love it. Right now, our speed drop because we're changing. We're substituting speed for altitude right now. So our speed drop, we're almost at 280 knots right now, but still climbing about 1,200 feet per minute to our cruising altitude, which is going to be 34,000 feet. Should mention we're using 87% of our engine power, and our ground speed right now is 438 miles per hour. And our wind going from the nose of the plane to the tail looks like about 24 knots on the wind. Alright, flight crew, looks like we're at our cruising altitude, 34,000 feet. No need to keep the fasten the seatbelt sign on. Takeoff was smooth, climbing was smooth, holding right now is smooth. So let's go ahead and get the fasten the seatbelt sign off. Let's go ahead and make our call. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now free to move about the cabin. We do ask though, if you do not need to move about the cabin, stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened just in case we hit unexpected turbulence. Alright, flight crew, the announcements have been made. Let's go ahead and go over our cruising altitude briefing. If you just got on board, if you just joined the stream, welcome. I'm your captain and host, Phoenix Black Knight. Welcome, everybody. We just took off out of Toronto. We're actually on our way to Nashville. We're in the aircraft 320 Air Canada lever. Our call sign is Air Canada 6242. We'll zoom out so you can see the plane. There's our lever right there. Air Canada 320. Departure time was at 1800 hours. Arrival time's at 2002. Airtime Simbri gave us is an hour and 34 minutes. And block time to finish the flight is 2 hours and 2 minutes. Wind right now, just so you know, looks like we're at 39 knots is what Simbri says. Has us at 39. We checked already. We're at 26 right now, cruising altitude. Our bulk fuel for this flight is going to be 17,584 pounds, and our total payload is 39,790 pounds with 173 passengers on board, flight crew. 174 if you just joining us. When you just joined us as well, let me tell you the weather. When we took off out of Toronto, we were 75 degrees and mostly cloudy. It was definitely cloudy when we took out of Toronto. When we go down into Nashville, we're looking at 83 degrees and partly sunny. On our flight, as you can see in front of us right now, we definitely got, I would say that's mostly cloudy. But like I said, we're going into Nashville. We're only 46 minutes in. We'll see how this plays out going forward. So we'll keep an eye on the weather as always, but right now we're at 24 knots on the wind, and that's our weather. And that's the flight briefing for mid-cruise. You guys have been briefed as well. You know what time it is. It is time for you to put the microphone on mute. Enjoy the sounds of the game. Enjoy the sounds of the ATC and the plane. And I will see you guys on descent. See you then. All right, flight crew, still holding 34,000 feet. Engine power right now is at 71, and let's checking in on the wind. Wind has gone up a little bit, so we can show you on here what it's gone up to. Wind has actually gone up to 30 knots. So it's getting up to what SimBrief has estimated. So I just don't understand, but I like how true one website to another. Like SimBrief has nothing to do with Microsoft. It's just a flight, your flight plan. And the fact that it tells you, hey, the wind's at this, and then that matches it in the game, a totally different thing is, I think that's pretty cool. But that's what we're holding at right now. Still holding at 30 knots on the wind. The wind is blowing from the nose of the plane to the tail of the plane. So we're going against it. Now ground speed still is at 431 miles per hour. Roger, Cleveland Center, Air Canada 6242. We will continue as planned. Cleveland Center, Air Canada, flight level 34,000 feet. Roger, Cleveland Center, Air Canada 6242, we will continue as planned. Ramster, you're always welcome aboard, my man. You're with your original OG. No need to ask. How you been, man? Indianapolis Center, Air Canada 6242, holding 34,000 feet. Roger, Indianapolis Center, Air Canada 6242. We will continue as planned. Roger Tower. Air Canada 6242. Descend and maintain flight level 26,000 feet. Alright, flight crew, on our descent. We're going down to 26,000 feet. Let's go ahead and fasten the seatbelt sign on. Passengers can work their way back to the seats. We are holding, looks like 270 knots, and drop them down. Alright, flight crew, let's check in on the weather real quick. See where we're holding at. Let's go ahead and get our tablet. Let's hit the home button. Let's go to the weather. Wind's at 47 knots right now, but we're still at 28,000 feet, so that should hopefully die down. We are still holding 270 knots on the speed. 411 miles per hour on the ground speed. 28,000 feet and passing that. Let's put our terrain on. There we go. Twenty-six 200 feet. Roger, Memphis Center. This is Air Canada 6242. We're holding 26,000 feet, holding 270 knots as well. Roger, Memphis Center. Descend and maintain 16,000 feet. Air Canada 6242. Alright, flight crew, let's get down to 16,000 feet. That's where they want us at. Looks like our managed speed is still going to keep us at 270. I'm comfortable with that. We'll stay at 270 till, well, let's say we get to 16,000 feet. Why does it always put us right there in the middle? Like, I want to. Yeah, we can drop it at 200 at that time, 16,000 feet, I guess. I just want to drop it when we're below 10,000 feet, but 16,000, they'll probably drop us down to 5 after that, and this is a fight after that. So when we get to 16,000 feet, we'll drop our speed back, we'll go flaps 1, and we'll ride that all the way in. Firefly crew coming down to 18,000 feet, still descending down to 16,000 feet. We do have the fasten the seatbelt sign back on. We do have the no smoking sign on as well as always. We still have the landing lights in the off position. Strobe light still on, beacon light is still on, and our nav and logo light on. Wing lights are off. Also, our nose light should be off as well. $16,700 feet. Let's go ahead and go to. Let's see what. I know I'm risking it. Let's not do it. Let's wait. Well, let's wait and see what our next descent is and see what our managed speed does. Very curious how this plays out. 16,000. Do they drop us below 10 or do they keep us? We could. Wind is at 44 knots. That's 16,000 feet. Still holding 16,000 feet. They haven't descended us yet. Oh, there it is. They want us down to 10,000 feet. Let's get it down. Roger Tower, descend and maintain flight level 10,000 feet. Air Canada 6242. Either want us down to 10,000 feet. Let's get down. As soon as we get to 10,000 feet, that's when we'll reduce our speed down to 200 knots and we'll go flaps 1. Looks like we got a plane in front of us, flight crew. It's right there. Good 15 miles in front of us. We're going to pull our speed back as soon as we get to 10,000 feet, so that should help us out a little bit to stay away from them. Alright, managed descend put us down at 1,000 feet per minute. It slowed us down on our descent. So I'm going to take that time. Let's pull our speed back. We're going to take over the speed now. We're going to get this down to 200 knots and flaps 1. Roger Tower. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 0220. Air Canada 6242. Alright, flight crew. Let's pull our lever deck. Back to the R, get ready for reversers. Dropping our speed back. They want us down to 5,000 feet. They still haven't given us our altimeter what it should be. Let's go ahead and go flaps 1. Nautical range, let's bring that in within 10. There it is. Roger Tower, altimeter 29.94. Air Canada 6242. Alright, we got our altimeter 29.94. Under 10,000 feet, flight crew. Our knots on our wind is 24 is what we're sitting at right now, flowing from the nose to the tail. We were at 24 knots. Let's double check this. 27 knots on the wind right now. Look at that cloud coming in front of us. We're going right through that bad boy. The plane off to our right. Don't understand how we are getting closer to him. We even dropped our speed back. Definitely within 5 miles from us. Can't see him in this. Can't see him in that. Roger, approach. Air Canada 6242, put our altimeter 29.95. Clear to approach. Alright, flight crew, we're still clear to approach. Coming down, we just passed 6,000 feet. Still descending down to 5,000 feet. We are holding, well, we're holding about like 215 miles per hour right now because we're descending. We gain speed, obviously. We'll slow speed down about right now since we're at 5,500 feet. Let's go ahead and pull our speed back this time. Let's go 190 at this time. That's going to put us at flaps 2. Let's go ahead and hit flaps 2. Alright, flight crew, as soon as we get to our next effective point, which is right here, we're going to go ahead and pull our speed back to 180 at that time. We go ahead and turn on our localizer. 17 miles outside the runway. Visibility, flight crew, is 0. At 5,000 feet. Let's hit this. Let's go 180. Roger, approach. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Air Canada 6242. Alright, they want us down to 4,000 feet. Dropping down to 4,000 feet. Dropped our speed down to 180 knots. That put us on flaps 3, and we'll remain on that till we get on our approach. "15 miles outside the runway, flight crew. We are holding 180 knots and we are down to 4,200 feet. Still descending down to 4,000 feet. Should be lining up with our runway. Our runway is in front of us. Should be right there. Let's go ahead and hit the approach position. Approach is activated. That will line us up with our runway. "14 miles outside the runway, flight crew. Visibility is better. I can definitely see the lights on the runway. I can see down. Yeah, we're okay. They want us down to 3,000 feet, flight crew. I don't know why it was not descending at that time, but they want us down to 3,000 feet, so we're going to descend down to 3,000 feet at 2,000 feet per minute because it wasn't going down before. "11 miles outside the runway. I'm going to pull our speed back 135 knots. 135 is entered. That's going to put us on flaps full. "10 miles outside the runway. We are full configured on flaps. Our speed is dropping. We are passing 140 miles per hour. 140 knots, excuse me. There's 135, and we just got clear. Roger, Tower. Air Canada 6242, clear to approach. Glide slope is activated. Glide slope is now engaged. Roger, Tower. Air Canada 6242, clear to approach. Altimeter 29.92. "8 miles outside the runway, flight crew. Holding 135 knots. Glide slope is activated and engaged. Visibility definitely has cleared up. Wind right now is at 18 knots, blowing from the right to the left. So going in on landing, that's going to blow us to the left. Flight crew, let's remember that. 16 knots, 17 knots, yep. Going the right to the left. Roger, Tower. Air Canada 6242, clear to land. Gears are down. Spoilers up and on for landing. Auto brakes are going to be on medium. We're going to put the landing lights on. Clear the land. Wind is blowing us from the left to the right. Glide slope says we are a little bit high right now. We need to dip the nose of the plane a little bit. That's what glide slope is saying to us right now. "1,000 feet, flight crew. My plane. Stay on the ground. Remember, wind's blowing to the right, to the left.
$500.
500 feet, continue. $400, continue.
$300. $200. $100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Wheels down, nose down, reversers. Knots, reverser stowed. Let's get the auto brakes off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down. We're in Nashville. Let's get this roll out. Nice roll out, flight crew. Let's go ahead and stop short here. Let's get our clearance to our taxi gate. And at this time, we'll also stop our stopwatch. Stopwatch to stop hour and 32 minutes. Let's go ahead and stop the plane right there. Hour and 32 minutes on the stopwatch. Parking brake. Let's set that. Flaps. Let's go those up to 10% for taxi. Spoilers. Disarm those. Come on up. Taxi brakes, put those on max. Flight directory off, ILS off, we don't need that anymore. Come up here, let's turn our APU bleed on with the APU master. Turn on the APU available. Strobe light doesn't need to be on, let's turn strobe light off. Beacon light stays on, wing lights stay off, nav light stays on, let's runway lights stay on, landing lights go to the restricted position, and our nose light goes to the taxi position. Yeah, plane's ready to taxi. Let's get the ATC on the line. Let's find out where we're going. Taxi the gate. Giving engines some power. We're going to go ahead and release that parking brake. Looks like they're sending us to gate 1. Roger Tower. Air Canada 6242. Taxi the gate 1. Along straightaway just to the left there. We'll look at Nashville's airport. Wind now on the ground. Flight crew, you can see right there on the left, 6 knots. We're looking at 6 knots on the ground right now. Alright, let's come over here real quick. Ooh. Not gonna work. Let's hit home. You got ground speed 10. All right. Nashville. Oh, look at that plane just loaded. Looks like we're going just right over there, flight crew. Not a lot of flight watching going on here in Nashville. Not a lot going on. So we got a couple over there, but not as much as we just left from Toronto, right? Toronto was popping. Looks like we're going behind the JCM, it looks like. Alright, we can taxi behind them. No problem, right, flight crew? American Airlines 2885 just flew in from LAX. Biker, what is up with these taxis? The last 2-3 airports when we landed, they haven't been short little taxis. Why are they sending us over here with all these little planes? Like, we got what airplane is that in front of us? I can't even see it. It's got to be at least a 320. Who's behind us? American Airlines going behind us as well. Where are they sending us? Our flight crew looks like this is us coming up. Just give him a little bit of time to get out of the way. Our flight crew, this is us. Where's our center line? Nashville. Nashville's not going to give us a center line. Just oh man, come on. Is that it right there? I'm going with this black line. I'm thinking this is center line. What do you think, flight crew? This one right here? I don't know. It didn't give us one. Oh, it's over here. I see it. What? Alright, well, it is what it is. We're coming right here. Because that, the other one takes us, okay. Alright. Engine's neutral. Parking brake set. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign off. Dome light comes on. Speeding the flaps up, bring those up. Train can come off. Flaps are up and clean. Let's go ahead and hit engines 1. Flight crew once again. Stopwatch is 1 hour and 32 minutes. Sim brief had us at hour and 34 minutes. We're already won just by the stopwatch. We're already beat by 2 minutes. On time. We were due for a win, flight crew. We had a lot of flights we were losing. All right, engine 1's down. Let's kill engine 2. Let's come over here to the tablet. Let's get our ground services on. Let's get our get the cones on first. Now let's get the ground power unit. Let's get the AC. Let's get that jetway coming our way right now. And let's get the doors open. Let's get the lights on. Let's get our catering services. Jump out. ATC. Baggage services. Dallas Fort Worth. Alright, flight crew. Baggage is on the way. Catering service on the way. Deboarding process has started. Let's debrief. Left out of Toronto. Not that bad of a takeoff, right? Let's go in here so you can hear me real quick. Not a bad takeoff, not a bad climb, and not even a bad descent. That was actually pretty smooth with the clouds and the weather. Wind coming in on the approach. I feel like we handled that very well. No overreaction. We knew it was blowing us to the left. We kept it to the right as long as we could, and then we did drift to the left a little bit. We were able to get it down. Overall, great flight crew. I mean, nothing else to debrief about. Nothing else. That was great send. And I'm 2 minutes early, right? 2 minutes early. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead. No need to do the cold and dark. We already know we lost. So flight crew, I'm gonna log off. If you like the content, I hope you like the stream. I hope you like the flight. Hit that subscribe. Hit that follow. Come fly along. It's gonna be fun. We are fun to fly with flight crew. We are fun. Next flight is tomorrow. We'll be flying out of Nashville into somewhere else. I'll find a flight and we'll get out of Nashville somewhere else. But until then, flight crew, have a great night. I love you guys. Be safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. See you guys later.